Thank you, Roland Mamavi, coming to us from Parliament. You're still watching the AM show. I'm Bernice Abubedu. Earlier, I brought you some expectations on social media. With us, what you expect the president to talk about. The president delivered his first State of the Nation address. It's only expedient that we bring you highlights of some of that particular address while we wait for his second State of the Nation address. Let's start with the economy. Here are some highlights from the first State of the Nation address.
Mr. Speaker, Ghana's economic growth has also declined dramatically. Notwithstanding the record amount of financial resources at the disposal of the previous government, Ghana's GDP growth in 2016, including oil, is estimated at 3.6%. This is the lowest GDP growth in about 23 years. Mr. Speaker, order. Ghana's banking sector has not escaped the economic decline and has become increasingly fragile. Bad loans in the banking sector have risen significantly. Economic and financial data from the central bank show that non-performing loans have risen sharply from 11.2% in May 2015 to 17.3% in December 2016. The recent asset quality review of banks shows significant vulnerability of banks to current economic conditions, with many exhibiting significant weaknesses. Mr. Speaker, low growth, rising rate of unemployment, high fiscal deficits, high and rising debt, and increased depreciation of the cedi, high cost of food, housing and utilities, and high non-performing loans, amongst others, are symptoms of deeper structural problems that will require a range of reforms, beginning immediately and spanning the short, medium, and long terms. We are going to have to implement some tough, prudent, and innovative prudent and innovative policies. Order. Order. Some tough, prudent, and innovative policies to get out of this financial cul-de-sac and rescue this economy, restore fiscal discipline and debt sustainability, as well as increase economic growth. Mr. Speaker, it gives me no joy to tell the story of the economy as it is, as we inherited it. Too much time, energy, and resources were spent in the past, in my view, without a deliberate, conscious assessment of their impact on jobs and whether or not we were spending wisely to improve the lives of the people, communities, and businesses. But I was not elected by the overwhelming majority of the Ghanaian people to complain. I was elected to get things done. Order.
So you just had President Akufo-Addo there in his first State of the Nation address speaking on the economy. But a lot of you are concerned about what is going to happen today, especially knowing how the minority conducted itself during sitting yesterday. They've been protesting treatment in the House, and so yesterday was a rather surprisingly silent minority. Are we going to be seeing that today, or we are going to hear some of the heckling and booing like we just heard? But let me bring you highlights from the first Sona, this time on energy.
Mr. Speaker, probably the most difficult problem that has dogged this nation in the past 5 years has been in the energy sector. This has caused havoc in small, medium, and large enterprises. It has disrupted families and businesses and brought many organizations to their knees. The most obvious manifestation of the energy problem has earned us notoriety in the world with the entry into Wikipedia and other dictionaries of the word doomsor. It is a phenomenon that has blighted our lives, destroyed appliances, and collapsed many companies. The attempts by the previous government to resolve the crisis have led to a gargantuan debt overhang in the sector. We have inherited a heavily indebted energy sector. Order. Order. With a net debt reaching $2.4 billion United States dollars as of December 2016. I have to point out the alarming fact that $800 million US of this debt is owed to local banks, which threatens their stability and that of the whole financial sector. Indeed, the huge indebtedness of the energy sector constitutes the single major hurdle to Ghanaians enjoying reliable and affordable electricity supply. Mr. Speaker, there has been some improvement in the power supply since November last year, but the challenges facing Ghana's power sector are far from over. The key problem is cost. We produce power from Akosombo at 3 US cents per kilowatt hour. The marginal price for businesses is an effective 42 cents, more than 10 times the average tariff in West Africa. This makes it very difficult to start or run a business here and be competitive. The cost of energy destroys businesses large and small. It is the bane of the vulcanizer, the tailor, the dressmaker and the hairdresser, the carpenter and the wayside fitting mechanic. It destroys jobs. It compounds poverty. The current state of the energy situation in our country is unsatisfactory. The problems are enormous, but Mr. Speaker, we must and we will confront them. I am proposing a number of policy interventions. We will improve on transparency in tariff setting and introduce a new tariff policy that will reclassify consumer categories in order to protect lifeline and strategic industrial consumers. We will also reduce significantly some of the levies and taxes on the tariffs. As at the end of 2016, this is not a budget statement.
Well, this is not a budget statement, but we know that 10 days after those tax reductions were announced by the President, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta gave us more details in the budget statement read to the House. Let's hear what the President also had to say in the 2017 State of the Nation address on agriculture.
Farmers are left on their own. It is not surprising, therefore, that food prices are high and we're having to import almost everything we eat, including vegetables from our Sahelian neighbors. And yet, agriculture provides the best opportunity to use modern methods to change the lives of many within the shortest possible time. We have to irrigate our lands and equip farmers with the skills needed to make farming a well-paying business. We aim to popularize farming by encouraging many people to take it up as a full or part-time activity. A national campaign, Planting for Food and Jobs, will be launched to stimulate this activity. An amount of 125 million Canadian dollars has been secured from Canada, a friend of our nation, to support the initiative. This campaign order will be anchored on the pillars that will transform agriculture: the provision of improved seeds, the supply of fertilizers, the provision of dedicated extension services, a marketing strategy, and the use of e-agriculture. To initiate the campaign, the district assemblies will be tasked to identify and register progressive farmers in each of the 216 districts. Mr. Speaker, for too long, our farmers have been left to cope by themselves without the necessary support from government. For too long, our farmers have been left to the mercy of the vagaries of the weather. We have decided to embark on a program to provide water to enable all-year farming. We're calling it the One Village, One Dam policy. It is a program that I expect will rapidly get the support of the population and should help to transform food insecurity in our country. The three northern regions in particular will benefit from the availability of water to enable all-year farming, so that the enforced yearly migration can be minimized and food production become more predictable. I look forward to an increase in public investment in agriculture, starting from the first budget of my government. We must reverse the unfortunate trend of the past 8 years, which saw a regular decrease in public investment in the sector that provides a living for the majority of our people. Mr. Speaker, food processing has been the first steps towards industrialization in virtually every country, and it is time for us to take it seriously. Not only will it serve to cut down on the wastage of crops during the high season, it will provide more jobs and expand farming business. Food processing will also save time in the preparation and cooking of our local foods, and there will be better control on the hygiene in the process. Mr. Speaker, I look forward to an exciting time in the agricultural sector.
Obviously, we'll expect a lot on the agri sector. There have been a lot of controversies on how many jobs really the Planting for Food and Jobs program has created. And even if it has, how sustainable are those jobs? And the fact that quite recently we even had the agri minister say that there was a bumper harvest as a result of the Planting for Food and Jobs, but over 400 metric tons of maize are literally going to waste because there are no warehouses to keep them, and so they're sitting in trucks at different capitals in the country, or regional capitals in the country. And for a lot of people, why would you start something like that when you don't have a way to preserve or keep the produce, or even produce something out of it? So a lot of people are waiting to see what the president will say about the Planting for Food and Jobs program and the other sectors that you've been sharing with us here on our Facebook page. But there's more. A lot of you have been telling us what you think of the economy as it is now, and a lot of you not really going into the details and the statistics. All you want to tell us, or all you're communicating, is how you feel in your pockets in terms of what the economy is like for you. Osman says, Well, he doesn't think that this government has done well in managing the economy. And he says the country has faced a lot of lawlessness, okay, abuse of human rights, and okay, he raises a lot of other issues, security, education. I don't know if Osman is trying to link this to how he's enjoying the economy or its impact on the economy. He's treating them as some different aspects that he thinks the government can improve. All right, Owusu Barnabas says the government is trying to do good for the country, but people are not helping the government. Okay, what do you mean by that? And if you know any such person, you can do well to share with us what you think. In Kosuhene says, if you have little knowledge, right, a lot more of your comment here. Kwabna J says the MPP has cleared more debts left by the previous administration. Samuel Eninfo says, no, because we are jobless in this country. Unemployment is a big one for a lot of people. But we've been streaming live on our Facebook page. A lot of you have been sharing your comments with us. We'll do well to bring it all to you right here on the AM show. We've also got Mama V and Roland, your usual AM show hosts. They're in Parliament and trying to set up a few interviews prior to the President's second State of the Nation address. But here, we've been taking some of your comments. What is your state as a person living in the nation of Ghana? Thomas says, yes, he's done very well, talking about the president. And all right, Tanan George is talking about the fact that the economy is not only about money, it talks about GDP and all that. We'll be taking a lot more of your comments here right on the AM show. We'll take a quick breather now. When we come back, we'll still be bringing you some highlights from the 2017 State of the Nation address, bring you one on employment and on education. Do stay.